Hi, I'm Deandra, and I want to welcome you guys to dhair-boutique. I want to become a household brand. So a lot of times people look at me and they feel like, Dee, quit underestimating yourself because your brand is big, but I'm like, it's not big enough. I want to be able to walk in a room and everybody gonna know about Dee hair. When you're looking for some hair, it doesn't matter the shade, race, color, size. I want them to be able to know that Dee hair is one of the go-to hair sources. Okay, so I've been in business for 15 years, and when I created Dee hair, I like to do everything intentional. So for me, when I first started, I realized on the market that we didn't really have a lot of different hair textures to mimic our hair texture. So I wanted to be able to create a space where women can feel like, hey, I can wear hair extensions, but it doesn't have to necessarily look like hair extensions. So that's what kind of set me apart. So we have hair for all ethnicities and not just one. In the hair industry, when I go inside of beauty supply stores, that's typically what was for us to purchase our hair back then when I started Dee hair. And when you go in, you see the hair and they feel like good hair is perfect hair. And I'm like, that doesn't make it perfect because all hair doesn't have to be perfect to be bone straight. So what I do like when I start, researching, I learn from different textures from 3B, 3C, 4B, 4C hair types, and I wanted to be able to find extensions that mimic that. When you go inside of the beauty supply store, it always feels like a hurry up and buy tactic. And I wanted women to come in and feel seen and feel welcome. And I felt like we was never welcome in those spaces. So, when we go in, you're shopping, it's like hurry up and buy, or trying to rush us to buy, but really don't understand our hair and our needs. And I wanted to be able to offer that experience because we didn't have that. And then I wanted to be able, you come in, you get your wine, you go through the different textures, we ask different questions like, what is your day-to-day workout? What is your day-to-day routine? Like, what is something you willing to compromise with, you're not compromised, instead of just coming in and say, do you want straight wavy or curly? And then you just walk away with these textures, but you don't even know if this is really ideal for your everyday life. So that's why I came up with Dee hair, because I wanted to be able to give us that experience so we won't feel like we're rushed, but we're welcome in a space, and we also can feel seen and heard, and people actually understand our hair. I want them to feel like this is my home. This is, like I tell the employees, when it's so many places people can go, but when they choose us, you make them feel welcome. Don't make them feel like we're just doing this because we want the money. I really want you to walk away feeling like I made the right choice. This is not like something I'm just doing because I need the money, but it's really like a passion. It's a passion project, and I so happen to be able to turn it into something that creates, revenue, but at the same time, it's something that I really genuinely enjoy doing. And I know how I feel as from a consumer point of view when I went to go purchase hair. I want to feel like an experience. I don't want to feel rushed. I want to feel, once I'm spending $400 or $500, I want to feel like, okay, I did the right thing, not, oh, I just got rushed to buy something. So I tell everybody the biggest thing when starting any business is always finding a problem, and then you come with a solution. And that, once you master that, I feel like you can create any type of business. And that was my biggest thing. I looked and I realized, like, hey, we have a lot of women that have a need to have to want to wear hair extensions because they might have cancer, or they might have other hair underlying issues, or they don't want to manipulate their hair too much with heat. So, we have options. But for the most part, a lot of our clients are the everyday women, and they want their hair to look natural. And that was like my biggest goal. I feel like when it comes to hair companies and hairstylists, we're often overlooked. And I'm trying to understand, why are we often overlooked when we are the main part in a woman's confidence? When you see them on the red carpets, they're at events, they're everything, all of the writers, the companies, just everybody, they shed lights on the outfits, where they got it from, the makeup they're using, the skincare, the fragrance, but then you often leave out the main piece of the puzzle, and it's the hair extensions. And I'm like, well, I want to create a space where not only I feel like we're left out, but also the hairstylists, they're left out. Sometimes they don't even acknowledge the hairstylist. They just acknowledge the beautiful gown, and those people, and it's not to sound like bitter or nothing, but kind of like frustrated, because those people, they have the funding, They already have the big audience. They have the tools that's needed. When it comes to us, we have to figure everything out by ourselves, and then we have to take our own money out. And to buy hair is not cheap. You know, and we're gifting these items to the women that are on the red carpet, but then we're not even looked at, or we're not even acknowledged. And even when it comes to some celebrities, you know, I understand marketing. Sometimes they need to be paid to be able to say, hey, we done this. But then when you go look at them a video, they're proud to say, I have on Louis Vuitton and Chanel and Gucci, or they proud to show you their other designer beauty supplies that already have the funding behind them, and then we're left out of the conversation. So I'm like, I'm gonna give the stylists their flowers just as well. I feel like we need our flowers as well. And it works, because you ask any woman, when they sit down, they trust their stylist. And I said, D, market through the stylist. Give the stylist the opportunity to have a voice, to be heard and to be seen just as well as you want to be heard and seen. Y'all can do this together, and then you create this whole space for you both.
This is one of my favorite ones because I like the tones that I created. It was like a neutral goldish color, as well as the cut. I just feel like it was something that I just tried out. I think I did like 4 different toners for this. This is another one I like, one of my favorite looks that I've done as far as color wise, because it's a brown skin girl. We're working with higher blondes, and it fits her just perfectly. Like, it looked like that could be her. That's her hair, that's her color, that's for her. And that's what I mean by individuality. Like, I created these blondes, these tones, and I used everything specifically for this. And that's what makes it individual. That's what makes it, you know, one of my favorites also. And this was one of my favorites. I did this actually a year ago. This is still one of my favorite ones. I can remember exactly how I felt when I was doing this. I was actually very sad, but I channeled that energy and created something very beautiful. This is another thing that I did that had to do with an individual specific formulation to create this color. I don't really do any copying, nothing like that. I literally created based off of how I feel in the moment and what the client looks like. That's how I, you know, do my thing. So this is my last favorite as of recent.
So we have our Burmese wavy curly. This is one of our top sellers, and the reason why it's a top seller is because of its versatility. You have the option to wear it curly, and if you don't want to wear it curly, you can press it out and wear it bone straight. And if you don't want it bone straight, then you can also curl it, and the curls, you can barrel curl.
Nice.
And then also, when you want to wet it, go swim it, it's going to revert back to its natural curl pattern. So another top seller will be our raw Malaysian. And this is like our wet and wavy texture. So if you the type that want to wet your hair, it does a natural wave. And if you want to blow it out or curl it, you can do this as well. So I know the perception with blonde hair, they feel like black women can't wear blonde hair, but technically you can. You just have to find a stylist that's really good at coloring your hair extensions, because I do feel like it doesn't matter the shade of black or what race you are, you can wear blonde hair. For my ladies that is looking for natural hair texture, this is one of our top sellers for the ladies who have 4C hair, is our de-kinked. This hair, when I say, you have to see it when it's freshly washed, but the ringlets, the coils, this is perfect for the ladies who do not want to put heat whatsoever into their hair. This texture for my ladies that's like Latino or my white ladies, we have Cambodian straight, and then we have the Filipino that blends seamless with their hair texture. And it's also good for African American women too, because it also has a little texture with it. Created this package, and I wanted to do best of both worlds. I feel like this gives you a Gen Z vibe, and this gives you the millennium. And I created this in France. One thing about D hair, we cut no corners, absolutely. I wanted to be able to get a fragrance that doesn't smell like alcohol. And I made sure that I invested in some of the top oils when curating this. So we have coconut, we have vanilla, we have jasmine, we have amber, we have lang lang. We have caramel, maple syrup, sandalwood, musk. I recommend you ladies that likes to go out, date night, leaving the club, the gym, Pilates, get you some of this. I'm working on, I can say this because it's kind of like it's in the works, but I'm working on a shampoo and conditioner. So when you go out there on the market, it's really nothing for us to maintain our hair extensions. People think that they're supposed to get salon grade products and think you're supposed to put that expensive salon grade products on your hair extensions, but it's not the same. You don't need those benefits. You don't need shampoo and conditioner that's supposed to grow your hair. The hair is already dead, it's cut from cuticles. But what you do need is a good shampoo that has clarifying in it. You need something with moisture. You can get best of both worlds. So you want something that can come back and tackle your natural hair as well as restoring that nutrients and that moisture in your extensions at the same time. So we don't really have that on the market. You always gotta go in the shower with 5 different products. No, I'm making it very simple. Shampoo and conditioner. This shampoo is for your hair extensions and your real hair, and this conditioner is for your real hair and your extensions. I have found different hero ingredients that I feel like is a benefit that is good for your hair extensions and your hair, so you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone versus going in the shower with 15 different products. It's rewarding, but at the same time, it becomes stressful because you don't have the resources, right? And you don't have the proper funding. And with proper funding, it kind of X you out from getting the qualified people. And not saying that the people that are in your stores are not qualified, but they don't have the expertise as the people that's in marketing and all of these other higher positions, a CFO, a CEO, all these other things that's needed to help, scale these companies. We don't get those chances because when you go to small companies, these people are in it because they want to, 9 times out of 10, sometimes they want to come somewhere where they can feel like it's family oriented, where they don't think they're just a number, but they feel like a voice that can be heard. But the downsides of it, you don't have the benefits to give them insurance or all the other type of things you do. So we, small business, are taken out of our pockets. My employees, I try to pay them a decent pay where they can live. And then I also try to give them paid time off because I understand that it's essential. How can I work for you so much, but then I don't have time to sow into myself to show I can't be good for you if I don't have time for myself. So I give them paid time off and I give them holiday pay too. So I take that money out of my pocket if I had people that can come in and do strategic planning. But it goes back to who's gonna teach us these things that we need? And so when these companies are building their brands, they only know what to take, what they see somebody else is doing because it works for them, because we don't have a chance to gamble or bet on something else. We have to do what's familiar because we don't have the funding and the resources. So why would I take this money out of my pocket and chance to do something totally different that I'm not seeing is done in my beauty space and praying that it works? We don't know if it's gonna work and we can't afford to see if it is and if it's not. So I feel like that is a real struggle, and then keep trying to run on fuel, keep trying to create. It's just trying to figure out a good mentorship to come through, hold my hand and say, D, this is how you do it. This is a true passion. So like I said, from the beginning, when you open your packaging, your boxes, from the smell of the hair, the labels, the tags, like I do everything intentionally. And I want y'all to understand that with hair, sometimes you can have issues. And majority of the time when you have a high volume of orders, sometimes you can have issues. And I feel like sometimes stuff can happen, but give grace, because you sit back and you have a bad experience at big chain restaurants and fast food places, but you don't go on the internet to bash and tear them down. And that stuff really matters to small business when we're funding everything out of our pockets. But when you guys have an issue and your first solution is to run to TikTok and these platforms and bash companies, I really think you should give grace. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for companies to take your money and not ship out products or just sell you bad items and all this kind of things, but just give grace, because a lot of companies do move with integrity. And that's pretty much my message. Give grace.